Good day everyone, I am Caballo assigned to report the item A equation, which is open parenthesis C complement minus B close parenthesis complement. In order to write on the exact diagram of this whole equation, we needed to apply step-by-step procedure, and we will be using the three-circle diagram. First, we have the C complement variable as our step 1. So C complement. So as you can see here, we have our example. So it means that the variable that is complemented will be left out, and then the outside diagram will be shaded. So here, it was Lyka. So we're going to shade first the A, then the B, also the outer layer of the diagram. So now let's proceed to step 2, which is we have B variable. So B. So B is not complemented as C. So we'll shade this B diagram and leave out the rest of the diagram. We'll shade B. We'll shade the entire B and leave out the rest of the diagram. To step 3, so we have here C complement minus B as our step 3 variables. We're going to leave out the C complement minus B and shade the rest of the diagram. So this is A and the outer part of the diagram. And that's the final diagram of C complement minus B. So for our final equation diagram, we have close parentheses C complement minus B close parentheses complement. So in this diagram, we're going to shade the C and the B circle diagram. And leave out the rest of the two shaded diagram. And that's the final equation diagram of item B.
Good day everyone. So today I am going to discuss my assigned set problem, which is the number 2. So the complement of A union B prime. So the first thing we do is to find this one. So everything in Venn diagram, we must shaded the set A. So this could be the result. Everything in set A must be shaded. So second is to find the B prime. So when you say B prime, everything in the Venn diagram must be shaded except the set B. So this would be the result. The set B is not included in the shaded area. Okay, next is to find the A union B prime. So as what you observe, the shaded area of A and the B prime must be combined in order to answer the A union B prime. So this could be the result. And the final is to find the final answer, which is we would answer the A union B prime. So the complement of A union B prime. So as what you observe in the shaded area of A, B prime, and this one, the region which not included in shaded area is this one, the B. So this would be our final answer. And this would be the result. Only in a side of set B must be shaded. So the final answer of the complement A union B prime is this one. So that could be all. Thank you.
I am Kristine Jade Jandayan. So we will going to identify this identity. A complement minus B complement union with B minus C complement. So first, let's start with identity A complement minus B complement. This. When we say A complement, meaning the complement A is not included. So we will going to shade this. After that, we will go into B complement. So when we say B complement, it is the region wherein B is not included. After shading the A complement and B complement, we're going to realize. The equation says that the complement of A only minus a complement of B only. So meaning we're going to find the A complement without the B complement. So A complement only minus B complement. So we have this. After that, let's go to union. When we say union, we will going to add whatever the answer of the identity of B minus C complement. So first, we will going to shade only the letter B. So let's go with a C complement. When we say C complement, it means the complement of C is not included. After that, B minus C complement. So it means that B only without the C complement. So let's have this. Since we have the answer of identity of A complement minus B complement, which is this, will be added to the answer of B minus C complement, which is this. Because this symbol means union. So we have this. So this is the illustration of identity of A complement minus B complement union with B minus C complement. This. So that's all. Thank you for listening and I hope you learned something.
Hello everyone, I am Gracelyn Bahinting and I am assigned to discuss the complement of A complement intersect B unions the complement of B minus C. So for the first step, let us find first the A complement. So when we say A complement, it is everything outside A. So we will shade everything outside A. Then the B. So we will just shade everything in circle B. And now that we already determined the A complement and B region, so we can now identify what's the intersection between them. So when we say intersect, we will look for the common shaded part of these two diagrams. And it would be in this region. Next is, we will now find the complement of A complement intersect B. So, since it is the complement of this, and when we say complement, we will shade everything that is not shaded here. So now let's proceed to the next step. So let us find first the B. So we will just shade everything in circle B. And then the C. So we will also shade everything in circle C. And now that we already have B and C, so we'll now subtract. So B minus C, so let us shade only this part. Since we will remove C. So now, we can now find the complement of B minus C. So again, since it is complement, so we will shade everything that is not shaded here. Now, for the last and final step, so we will now put here the complement of A prime or A complement intersect B. So, as well as the complement of B minus C. So since the given as the complement of A complement intersect B unions the complement of B minus C, so when we say union, we will shade everything. So first, we will evaluate what is the shaded region, the complement of A complement intersect B, and also we will evaluate the shaded region in the complement of B minus C. So since this is the shaded region, so we will also shade this region. We will also shade this part. And then since this is the shaded region here, so we will also shade this part similar to this. So this is now the answer for the complement of A complement intersect B unions the complement of B minus C. And that's all. Thank you.
Hello, good day everyone. I am Rey An, and today I'm going to discuss a topic which is all about shadings of Venn diagrams involving three sets. So as part of the group activity, I am assigned to discuss this one. So without further ado, let us now proceed with our discussion. So, in this part, I am going to, or we are going to look into the intersection between the complement of the union B and C prime minus A and the complement of intersection A and B. So, as thought in our discussion, we are going to solve this one from left to right. This is the left part and this is the right part. So, we're going to solve this one first, the left part. So since there is a parenthesis involves as thought also in our previous activity, we are going to solve everything first inside the parentheses. So we're going to solve first the B. So we're going to label this part with B. So, we're going to shade everything that is inside B. So, this is every B and we're going to shade everything in it. So, we're going to use the blue one. Next is the C prime. So when we say C prime, we're going to shade everything that is not part of C. So we're going to shade everything that is not a part of C. Since we're done looking for the B and the C prime, we need to look into its union. So when we say union, we need to combine everything that was shaded in the B and everything that was shaded in the C prime. So we're going to label this as union of B and the C prime. So we're going to shade or combine what's in the B and the C prime. So we're not yet done because we need to find pa its complement. So when we say complement, everything that is not part of the union of B and the C prime. So we need to shade everything that is not part of the union of the B and the C prime. So as we can see, this is the only part that are not shaded. So this is our complement. So this is the complement of the union B and the C prime. So next, we're going to look into A. So we're going to label this one as A. So we're going to shade everything that is part of A. Since we're done with looking into A, we're going to minus or subtract it with the complement of the union B and the C prime. So this means that we are going to shade everything that we can see in the complement of B, union B and the C prime that we can't see in the A. So as what we can visualize, this is the only part that we can't see in the A or that are not shaded in the A. So this means that this is our answer. We're going to use the brown one in shading the final answer. And this is our answer in the left part. Okay, let us now proceed with solving the right part. So as what we can see, there is a parenthesis involved. So we're going to solve everything that is inside the parenthesis. So we're going to look into A first. We're going to label this one as A. And we're going to look or shade everything that is part of letter A. Next, we're going to look into B. And we're going to shade everything that is part of B. And now we are going to find its intersection. So when we say intersection, we need to carefully look on their similarities. Shaded parts that are both are similar. So as what we can see, this part here and this part here both are similar. So this is our intersection. So intersection of A and B. So this is the intersection of A and B. Since this part is the shaded parts that both are similar. Okay. So we're not yet done again because we need to find its complement. So again, when we say its complement, we need to shade everything that is not part of the intersection A and B. So we need to shade everything that is not part of it. So we need to shade everything here. finally, we are done finding our complement of the intersection A and B. So now, let's proceed with finding the intersection of the complement of the union B and the C prime minus A, and the complement of the intersection A and B to be able to arrive at our final answer. So, it states here that we need to find its both intersections. So, we need to carefully look on both similarity shaded parts that are similar. So, what we can see, this part and this part both are similar. So, this is our final answer. So, we're going to shade this part only. So, since we're done, we are now able to arrive at our final answer. So, thank you for watching, and I hope you learned something from my discussion. Bye-bye!
Good day everyone, I am Lyka, Mariz, and Peñaranda from Group 5. So since we were assigned to answer a problem from Task 9, set shading involving 3 sets, this is the problem that I need to solve. So the union of the complement in difference between the set C and the B prime, and the intersection of set A and the B prime. So without further ado, we will find the answer through following these 2 steps. So step 1, we will find the answer in the left part. So to get the answer in the left part, we will make first the single set or the Venn diagram of the set C. So of course, we will shade the circle C, just the circle C. Then after that, we will make the Venn diagram of the B prime. So B prime means B prime or not B. It means we will shade every part of the Venn diagram except the circle B. Before we find their complement, we will find the difference between the set C and the B prime. So difference means every shaded part in the set C that is not shaded in the B prime. So as you can see, this is the only part in the set C that is not shaded in the Venn diagram of the B prime. So we will shade this part. And now we will find the complement of the difference between C and the B prime. So it means we will shade every part of this Venn diagram that is not shaded here. So as you can see, this is the only part that is shaded. So when it comes here, we will shade everything except this part. And next, we will make the Venn diagram of the set B. So of course, we will shade only the circle B. So now we will get the final answer of the left side through referring to these 2 Venn diagrams with the symbol of difference. As I've said earlier, every shaded part here that is not shaded in the set B will be shaded here. So as you can see, all shaded part of this Venn diagram is not shaded in the Venn diagram of set B except the circle B. So we will shade every parts of the Venn diagram except the circle B. So, since we are done with step 1, we will now proceed to step 2. So, as you can see, we need to make the Venn diagram of set A. So, of course, we will shade the circle A. Then, the B prime. So, as I've said earlier, we need to shade every part of the Venn diagram except the B because we don't need to shade the circle B. So now we can get the intersection of the set A and the B prime. So since we will use intersection, it means the shaded part in the set A which is also shaded in the set B prime. So as you can see, this is the only part that is also shaded or that is also present in the Venn diagram of B prime. So we will shade this part. So finally, we are now ready to solve for the final answer. We will now use the final answer from the left side and the right side. So we will now be using the union symbol. So it means we will combine all the shaded part in the final answer of the left part and the right side. So here, all these parts are shaded. So as you can see, so we will shade it also here. So we will leave the circle B unshaded because it is also not shaded in this Venn diagram. So this is the final answer. So thank you for watching. I hope you have learned something from this video.
Good day everyone, I am Leanna Igar, the last presenter of Group 5, and at this juncture I'll be discussing and presenting to you the shading of Venn diagram involving sets using the given problem above. So the given is A minus the complement of the intersection of C and B prime minus the union of A complement and C. Okay, so to avoid confusion in shading Venn diagram, we must take a step-by-step process by shading the sets. So we will start with the enclosed one, the one with the parentheses or brackets, which is shading the Venn diagram using this process. So just a reminder, the union of two sets contains all the elements contained in either set or both sets. The union is notated as union of A and B. With intersection, the intersection of two sets contains only the elements that are both found in both sets. As for complement, the complement of a set A contains everything that is not in the set A. Okay, so let's start first with step 1, which is the complement of the intersection of C and B prime. So to do this, let's first create a shaded Venn diagram for each described set in the problem. I create a Venn diagram for set C and another for B prime. Let's start with C. Since we are just shading for C itself, we simply just shade the parts in which C is involved. Here it is now the shading of set C in a Venn diagram. Next is the complement of B. As what I had mentioned earlier about the complement, we are just going to shade the parts outside of B, and here it is. As you may have noticed, only the shaded part are the outside of B. Since the set is about the intersection between C and B prime, we are just gonna shade the parts in which there is common among the two. In the Venn diagram, it should be shaded only where the sets cross. After then, we still need to know the complement for the intersection between C and B prime. And there it is, the result of the Venn diagram for this step. As what I said earlier, we will start first with the enclosed one, the one with the parentheses. But in the given, we are already done solving for the first part, the one enclosed with the parentheses. That's why at this point, we will move on to step 2, shading Venn diagram using the union of A prime and C. To solve this one, we will gonna look first for the shaded region of A prime. Again, as what I've said earlier, a complement of A are the shaded parts that is outside of A. So there it is, the A prime. The next is the set C. Since we are just shading for C itself, we are just gonna simply shade the parts in which C is involved. So here it is. So here it is now, the shading of set C in a Venn diagram. Moving on, we're gonna combine those shaded parts in the first diagram as well as in the second diagram. Why? Since in the set, it is the union of the two diagrams, and here it goes. Since we already have the Venn diagram for the complement of the intersection of C and B prime and the union of A prime and C, we are going to subtract. Upon basing on the diagrams that we had shaded a while ago, in this step, we are going to eliminate the shaded regions that is in the second diagram from the first one, since it depicts subtraction, and there it is, the difference in the shading of the Venn diagram for this step. So, we are now on the last stage of shadings of Venn diagram involving 3 sets using the given problem, which is A minus the complement of the intersection of C and B prime minus the union of A prime and C. To solve this one, we will gonna look first for the shaded region of A prime. Next, we should eliminate the shaded parts from the second diagram from the first one, since it is about subtraction. And there it is, the final answer for the given. So, that would be all. Thank you so much and have a nice day, everyone.